And welcome back, everybody, to the Channel Audio Group's official podcast. We got a great one here for you today. It's going to be about front or rear projection and which one is going to be ultimately best for your event. So let's just jump on in this puppy guy. If you're going to organize a live event and plan to use video, you're going to want to ensure that your visual media content is delivered in the best way possible. This applies whether you are showing an enticing video or just projecting a PowerPoint presentation, but for either scenario, you will have to decide whether to use the front or rear projection. Only front or back, guys, no side to side here. Simply put, the difference between these two options is that front projection reflects light off of the screen, while rear projection diffuses the projector's light through the screen. The cost and time associated with each are relatively similar. However, there are several factors to consider when determining which might make one option better than the other, and that's going to be depending on your event in particular. So the first thing we're going to focus on is the venue itself. How much space do you have to actually work with people, work it? One of the critical factors when deciding between front or rear projection is the amount of space that is available in your venue. So let's look at each projector and kind of see which option is best for what kind of space. So front projection, why not? With front projection, the screen can be placed against a wall with all the equipment being in front of the screen. The projector can either be positioned on the floor, mounted to the ceiling, or at the back of the room with your other production equipment. Front projection, particularly if you are mounting the project to the ceiling, clears up floor space, allowing for a higher audience capacity or other activities/vendors. Additionally, because the projector can be placed anywhere between a few feet to several yards from the screen, front projection is an excellent option for large audiences and venues. However, be aware that anything between the projector and the screen, such as a presenter standing in front of the screen or structural features like pillars or chandeliers, will definitely generate some shadows. All right, let's bop on over to the rear projection. With this arrangement, everything will be behind the screen. Therefore, the screen will need to be placed away from the wall to make room for the equipment. Duh. This option is best suited for larger venues since it does cut down space in the room. The specific amount of space needed behind the screen will vary depending on the size of the screen, projector, and the projector lens being used. The advantage, however, is it eliminates any issues with shadows, such as people walking in front of the projector. Great. Alrighty, so let's move on. Next, we are going to tackle ambient light. Ooh, sexy. With front projection, the image produced is considerably weakened if there is a lot of ambient light. So you would need a way to darken the room to ensure the image is bright and clear. Well, with rear projection, the presence of ambient light can actually make the image better by increasing contrast and saturation. So it would be well worth considering this for rooms where it is not possible to eliminate the required amount of ambient light. Okay, next we're going to be moving on to line of sight and angle, very important. Take into account where your audience will sit in relation to the screen. With front projection, the screen gain has the greatest effect on the viewing angle. As a general guideline, the further off to the side the attendees sit, the more distorted the images become. With rear projection, the angle is not as imperative, but screen material should be carefully considered, as this can affect the quality and clarity of the image. Alright, y'all, so let's wrap it up here. We gotta talk about the look and the feel of the whole thing. So now when it comes to choosing which option is best for your event, consider the event's ambiance. There we go. With front projection, the visibility of the equipment in the venue can make it seem cluttered and obviously just a little less professional. While rear projection, everything is hidden away behind the screen, giving the event a clean, clear, and professional look. Clearly, we don't have a bias here. Anyway, all of these factors need to be carefully considered before making a final decision. If you are still unsure or your event has some complex AV needs, please get in touch. We are always happy to help and make your event as memorable for all the right reasons. That's it here from Channel Audio Group, guys. I'll get to you on the next one.